Hi guys, happy holidays, happy almost new year. I have been promising you guys that I was going to make a video about the proposal and engagement and like the past however many hours it has been since I've got engaged. It still feels so real, or so surreal. So yeah, here I am. I'm going to give you all of the details, kind of tell you where we are at with wedding planning. If you know me, like in real life, you know I'm a control freak, so I've had this wedding plan since I was like 6. Obviously it's changed a little bit because I'm marrying Kyle and not Prince Charming, but he is my Prince Charming. But in my head as a kid, I was Cinderella, gonna marry Prince Charming, and that's how it was. Carriage and all, so definitely updating it for the 21st century. And for Kyle, first things first, had to plan this wedding around football. So let's go. I said keep on, keep on, keep on, yeah. Keep moving, oh keep moving, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on moving, keep on, oh there's nothing to it, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep moving. All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I put up a little question sheet, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, surprise, I'm engaged. And you should follow me on Instagram because I post a lot more there. I'm a lot more fun on there, and to be honest, I just remember to do it a lot more. So I wanted to start by answering the questions that you guys sent me. Kyle's texting me right now, so he's probably like, are you done with this video yet? But I'm not. Oh no, he's sending me the videos that he took when he was going to propose to me. So freaking cute. He like documented the whole thing, my little vlogger. I love it. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so there were a lot of questions, but the first one that I saw the most was how long have we been together? Somebody was like, haven't you only been dating 6 months? No, I just introduced him to you guys a lot later because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I just don't really introduce men to social media or to Max until I know that they are for sure the one. But Kyle and I matched on Hinge in February of this year, and then we matched again on Bumble in April of this year. And we kind of, I don't know, we kind of instantly connected. To be honest, my first conversation with Kyle, I'm gonna put it up here, was in his like pros and cons thing for his like conversation starter. It was like, con, not a felon. I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. So I canceled our first date because Max was sick, and I was like, oh god, this guy is never gonna talk to me again. It's over, like this is just not gonna happen. Shockingly enough, he was like, no, you need to take care of your son, like that shows a lot about you as a person if you can cancel a date and your personal life to be with your kid. And I was like, yes, this guy is a winner. So we had our first date a couple days later, and then from that point on we were pretty much inseparable. It took me all of like 3 weeks to fall in love with him. We just vibed really well together. Both of us, I think, can say that it felt like we had known each other forever and ever. Everything that like our values, our life goals, the way that we want to live our life, it all intertwined so perfectly that both of us, when we started talking about engagement and Kyle moving, like we didn't really talk about engagement as much until he moved, and then we kind of realized that we wanted to be together forever, like we didn't want to live apart, and here we are. 1 ring later. The next question is, how did he propose and was Max involved? So I'll answer the second part of that question first. Yes, Max was involved. He actually asked Max's permission. He asked my family's permission. To be honest, when Max saw him, like when Kyle actually proposed to me, Max started crying because he didn't realize who it was. And then he realized it was Kyle, and he's like, my Kyle! And I was like, exactly, Max, calm down. It's gonna be okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna get to the proposal story in like towards the end because I want to include the video of him proposing, and I just really want to leave that as a cliffhanger. So the next question was, where will the wedding be and where will y'all live? So right now the wedding is going to be north of Atlanta. We're touring well, I am touring it because Kyle had to go back to Virginia, but I'm touring the wedding venue this week, and I'm very excited. But the only thing is that it's in like rural Georgia. I think that's the right use of rural. I don't know, it's in like the country. And there's not a whole lot of places to stay, and we have a lot of family coming from out of town. So we just have to make sure that we can accommodate for those guests, because I don't want anybody drinking and driving. That's like a big no for me. So if we can't find somewhere to put our guests, then I will have to rethink that place. But it is very beautiful, and I will put that in another vlog, hopefully next week. Y'all know I'm a little behind on those. Another question we got was, what is the color scheme? So I have always had my dream color scheme in my head, and when I asked Kyle about it, I was like, oh, maybe he won't like this. But he's good, totally supportive. He keeps telling me, he's like, Kate, this is like really about you. Like, there are very little things that I want input on, which is shocking to me. Well, it's not because of his personality. Like, I'm not surprised that he said that at all, but it's just I'm still getting used to like someone wanting to put me before them, because that's usually how I am. So the color scheme is blush, ivory, and navy. Kind of like a grayish navy though, not a full navy. It's gonna be really pretty. Sorry, gotta have a drink. Got my Dr. Pepper. Sponsor me, Yeti. Just kidding. And my metal straw, because I don't do paper straws. I love the turtles, but I don't do paper straws, so go the metal route. They're not that expensive. The date of the wedding, as of now, is March 13th, 2021. We knew we wanted to get married in the fall or spring, and with football being football and college sports being so unpredictable, we didn't really want to have a fall wedding, just because Kyle's job so heavily surrounds itself around sports and him needing to be there. So we went with March. So a nice spring wedding, cool enough, but still pretty and green, and hopefully a little warm, which will be fantastic. Let's see. So this one says, congrats. Did you have any idea he was going to propose? Zero idea. Completely shocked. In the proposal video, you will see that I'm literally like floored. I'll insert a little picture right here too, so you can see the initial just shock on my face. So the next like most popular thing that I got asked about was my ring. So I'll give you guys a nice little close-up of it. There it is. She's so pretty. So here's a little fun fact for you guys. My ring is not real. I didn't want it to be real. Those of you who know me in real life will be like, what? Kate didn't want a big real diamond? No, to be honest, it's a waste of money. Now, I'm not saying if you can afford a big old diamond ring, girl, you go for it. Kyle could have bought me a real diamond ring, but I told him, I said, let me tell you something. I have a psycho 2-year-old. Like, I do not trust myself with a real ring. I have a lot of real diamond jewelry, but I very rarely wear it because Max. I said, you know, there are so many things that we can put that money towards that will better benefit our family. You know, like towards a house, towards furniture, towards all of those things that are going to be coming up in the near future. And I said that I would rather just get a fake ring, because to be honest, I more so cared about what it looked like than what it cost. Having a ring in general was a huge, you know, solidifying moment for me in mine and Kyle's relationship. And it's really the meaning behind it. And if it looks pretty, then it doesn't hurt. So I will put a link to where we bought our rings, where he bought my ring down below. And he did like, they have like a BOGO kind of deal, and he went ahead and bought my bands with it too, so that we won't have to worry about it in the future. But I mean, it looks so real. Like literally people all the time are like, oh my God, how many carats is that thing? It's so pretty. And I'm like, little do you know. The only thing I will say is that they don't have half sizes, and I am a true 5.5. So we had to order up. So this one is a tiny bit big, so you can tell it kind of slips. But, so yeah, if you see me on the street and you want to rob me for this, go ahead, because you're not going to get your money's worth. But Kyle and I had talked about it, and I was like, we don't want to be shady about the ring. Like, it's not, like, embarrassing. It's not a thing to hide. I just wanted to make sure that I liked it before sharing it with you guys, because I don't want you guys to go buy something that I recommend and then it be trash. But I've been wearing it for, let's see, we'll be engaged almost a week this upcoming week, and it hasn't turned, it hasn't tarnished at all. It's still so shiny. It has a little ring cleaner. I have been thrilled with it. The only thing is that it comes in a box of 3, so Kyle had to buy a separate box to put it in for when he proposed. So gentlemen, if you're watching this and you want to get one of these for your girlfriend slash future fiance, make sure you order a box so that when you get on one knee, you can actually open it and not like lose the box. I wanted to show you guys some of my favorite little comments about the ring because it makes me laugh, and now you all know the secret. It's just more practical, so that's why we did it. Another question was if I picked out the ring myself or if it was a surprise. We had looked at the website that we ordered it from together, and what I did was I picked 3 and then told him I like all of these. Feel free to surprise me with any of them, because he knew that he wanted me to obviously like my ring and have some kind of input, but also still wanted to have that element of surprise, so we did it that way so that I knew no matter what I got, I would be happy, which, to be honest, I'd be happy with any ring, but if I'm going to be wearing it every day, I would like to like it. Call me self-centered, but I didn't make him go buy a 4-carat diamond. I made him buy a 4-carat fake diamond. And obviously he had a choice. I didn't make him, but you know what I mean. Just for all the trolls, let's just get that out of the way. Another question is, are you getting married in 2020? So excited for your little family. So we are getting married in 2021, which I covered already. It's just 2020, the only dates that the venue had available were like 4th of July for a Saturday, and then during football season, and we just couldn't risk UVA having another great season. I don't want to jinx them, but we hope that they have another great season because then Kyle's job will be doing really well. So we figured it was safer to just go for spring. Okay, so this is a 2-parted question. I've already answered one part, so I'm just going to answer the second part, but it's how long have y'all been together and how soon into your relationship did he meet Max? Kyle met Max probably, I'd say like 2 months into our relationship, a month and a half, just because Max is with me 95% of the time. I knew he would have to meet him sooner rather than later. And to be honest, I just knew that Kyle was the guy for me. And so I felt safe and comfortable introducing him to Max, so it wasn't like anything to be concerned about or that I was scared about. And to be honest, the first time they met, we went to one of my favorite Mexican restaurants in the Battery called Super Rica. No, it's called El Felix. Super Rica is my actual favorite one, but it's not in the Battery. It's El Felix, which are owned by the same people, so that's why I get them confused. But we went and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like my 2-year-old is gonna be a psychopath like normal. This guy's gonna like run from me. And Max slept the whole dinner. He did not wake up until like right before we were about to leave, and he woke up and like hugged Kyle. And I was like, what is happening right now? And Kyle, being the smart man that he is, brought Max a treat. He brought him Clemson trading cards, and from that point on, Max was hooked. And then he went from Caillou to Kyle to my Kyle. He's called him dad once or twice. So their relationship is probably one of my favorite things to watch develop, because they're so freaking cute and it just makes my heart so happy. Another super popular question was how we met. And I'm gonna give all the glory to Bumble. I was working for them. I was finishing up working for them, I guess I should say, when we matched. So Bumble sponsored that wedding. I made the first move. So what a modern woman I am. So the other questions that I got a lot were how surprised I was. Like, so this one says, congrats, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised were you? 25 million surprised. That's like, I had no clue in my mind. I will tell the proposal story in a little bit and then you'll kind of see why. But I mean, I was like I'm still pinching myself. Like, did that really happen? Just kind of pinch myself hard. So I got this question a lot. To be honest, I don't know. I don't care. He hasn't said anything to me. His mom and one of his sisters said something to me, which were honestly, that's what I was expecting, because they're very sweet and I'm not surprised. But I don't know. So another question that I got was, how did you meet and how to date as a single mom? So I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram, but to be honest, when I started feeling like I was ready to date again, on my dating profile, like I put that I was a single mom, like I wasn't married, I had never been married, and that I wasn't looking to like just hook up, like I was looking for something real, and to be honest, I got less matches. But from that, I got like the best guy ever. I just felt like that weeded out the guys that really were just looking for the hookup. And I put Max within my first 2 pictures, so like that people obviously knew like this was me, but I also come with my better half. And if you don't like that, then you're not gonna like me and I'm not gonna like you. So you better get used to it. I made sure to put in there that, you know, I love my son. I will always put my son first, and that if they couldn't understand that, then there was no need to swipe right. So, and Kyle listened and he was still interested and it all worked out. So I would just say to be upfront about it. A lot of people like don't tell people that they have kids, which I think is like the opposite of what you should do. I'm not saying that if you do that you're like a bad person or anything, but in my personal experience, I felt that it saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of wasted time, because as a single mom, you don't have a whole lot of spare time. So you want to really use that time wisely. And I felt that if I was just more upfront, it saved me a lot of wasted dates and babysitting money. So that helped a lot. Sorry, there are a lot of questions and a lot of them repeat, so I'm trying to make sure I answer this, like I don't answer the same question twice, and all of that. So this one says, so happy for you, sweet girl. You deserve this. Spring wedding. Yes, spring wedding it is. I'm so excited. So this is my favorite question from the whole Instagram question thing. It says, will you get married at Chick-fil-A? Honest question. If I could do that and fit 250, almost 300 people in a Chick-fil-A, heck to the freaking yes. However, Kyle and I have talked about either having Chick-fil-A or Panko as our late night snack because they are 2 of our favorite places, so we will see. This one says, how will custody go when you move to Virginia with Kyle? I don't want to talk a whole lot about my custody, but I have primary custody, and as long as I meet my legal obligations, I'm good. So I will make sure that Max sees his dad as much as is legally required. If Max's dad wants to come to Virginia and get him, he is more than welcome to. This question says, are you going to have a big wedding or a small? So it's gonna be a pretty big wedding. I'm actually surprised with how little my guest list is, but I found that as I got older, I started to realize that a lot of people that I thought were important to me weren't necessarily important to me, and they kind of weeded themselves out of my life, which made it a lot easier for me. So it was a lot easier for me to just cut that list, cut the ties, and not worry about it, because it is our day and it's for us to be celebrated, and I only want people that are truly there to celebrate us to be there. Easy enough. So before I tell the proposal story, I wanted to share with you guys another question that I put on my Instagram is what to wear for engagement pictures. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of our engagement pictures so you can see what we went with and show you guys some of the answers as well. So the most popular answer was a long flowing dress. But my favorite one was to bring several outfits, including one you feel comfortable sitting in, not a short skirt. And that was from my wedding planning teacher in college. If you guys didn't know, that's what I did before my current job. Well, it was actually before I got pregnant, was that I was going to be a wedding planner. So this is all fun and business for me. But that's a really good thing to remember. Also to bring a comfy outfit, and I'm very glad that we did, because it kind of just helped represent who we are, and not as dressed up, which is obviously my life because of vlogging, but I wanted to share with you guys some options. My friend Melissa said your birthday suit. Don't wear your birthday suit on your engagement pictures, or maybe just don't share those with your family. Answers, I'll put them. And then here are some of our pictures, and then I'll be back to show you our engagement. Yay! Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. As I have mentioned several times, the most popular question I got was to tell the proposal story. So as you guys, I'm sure already know, that there are 3 sides to every story. My side, his side, and the truth. Not that either of us are lying. I think that both of us were probably just like so overwhelmed and so anxious and nervous and all of the above emotions. I think that we probably forgot some little details, which is why I'm so happy that we got the video, because to be honest, I asked Kyle, I was like, what the heck did you say? Because I don't remember anything. And so he later told me. You can't hear that in the video, which is fine, because to be honest, I think that that is truly just for us. But you can still see my reaction and my emotion and all of that fun stuff. So here's how the proposal went. Okay, so with Kyle's job, he gets very little time off because we are in the height of sports season, whether it be for football or basketball. He has been working nonstop to secure his ads. He is new to the company, so he still wants to really, you know, show up and show out, which I think is amazing. He's such a hard worker, which is one of the things I love about him, but it's also something that I knew came with the job, was little time off. So he told me that he only got 2 days off, and he had to choose between coming to spend it with me and meeting my immediate family, as in my sisters. He had met my parents before, but to meet my sisters, or to go home with his family. And he said that he went home with his family, and I was quite upset. Now, I kind of expected this because Kyle is 100% a family man, so I'm not really that surprised, but you know, I knew that we had talked about wanting to be engaged before I were to possibly move up to Virginia, which is in the near future. And you know, we had talked about the fact that I wanted to be engaged before I moved, and so I knew that this would be the only opportunity we had to see each other before I were to possibly move. So I kind of knew that it wasn't gonna happen, and I was very upset. Kyle was a very good liar, and did such an amazing job, but, which is kind of scary, but he did it for the right reasons. So let me tell you the rest in 1 second. Gotta change my battery. Okay, let me scoot my chair. Gotta get comfy. These are my new chairs that I got for Christmas. They're like a cow. They're very pretty. They're from World Market, and I'm obsessed with them. They will go in my office at the new place. But anyway, back to the proposal story, which is why I know you're all here. So I was pretty upset. Kyle was kind of being short. I was being short. We were just kind of giving each other space. We were already with our family, and for me, being with my family is very stressful. There are a lot of people. I'm in New York City with a 2-year-old. It just was a stress-induced situation. So I was just kind of staying low. Had no idea, hadn't really talked to him that much that day. He texted me because I sent his parents, specifically his mom, flowers for Christmas, and he was like, hey, I just got to the house, I saw the flowers you got for my mom, they're so pretty, thank you so much for doing that. And I was like, okay, he's in Atlanta, whatever. Secretly, he was getting in a taxi to come see me, and my whole family, it was Christmas Eve, we decided to go bowling, and I didn't really tell my sisters we had made these plans. My uncle and I just made them, and then my sisters had to text Kyle and be like, crap, we're going bowling at 2. And so I'm in Spanx leggings and a turtleneck sweater with a little headband, kind of cute, pretty cash, with some sneakers. Thank God I didn't wear the bowling shoes. to get engaged. My best friend Brittany, who lives in New York, and her son James and Max are really good friends. We FaceTime them all the time, so we had shared locations with each other so that if we were near each other, we could see each other, whatever. So she texted me, she's like, oh my God, like I'm right across the street from you guys, like you should come out and say hi. You know, James is sleeping, but the sunset is so pretty. Let's take a picture, like we didn't get a good picture together. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, because basic me was like, yeah, a picture, photo op, cool, perfect. So we walked out where I'm like standing there talking to her, literally walked right past Kyle. Like I had no idea he was there. I walked right past him, like you can see it in the video I'm about to play. And I'm like talking about having to buy Max girls knitted tights because his ankles were so cold. And Kyle like whips me around and I just look at him and I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, what is happening? And so from that point on, he takes me over to the pier, to like the railing, and he tells me all these sweet things, which like I said, those are just kind of things for us. But at that moment, like when he took me over to the edge of the water, I was like, holy crap, he is going to propose, like this is happening. So then I start crying. He gets on one knee, and from that point on, I look at him and I'm like, it goes on this hand, right? Because I'm like, I can't even process what's happening right now. And then from that point on, I said a couple adult words. I was like, holy shit, like this is not happening. And it was the best day ever. So now I will shut up and I will let you guys watch the video. But after that, that's it for me. I will hop back on here sometime later this week to show you guys some updates on wedding planning. But if you have gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of you that follow me and subscribe to my channel and like my stuff because it is helping pay for this wedding. And I appreciate that so much. So yeah, leave any questions that you have in the comments below and I will get back to them. I'll probably answer them on Instagram. I will try to answer them on YouTube too. But that's it. So I hope you guys have a happy new year. Thank you so much for all of the warm wishes and the congrats. They mean the world to us. And that's all. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I'm engaged. Yesterday, holy God, the weather, I was thinking what are you doing here?
So like on brand. Max, what's wrong? Maxie, go get him. Maxie, you see him here? That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, Max. She got abducted. They're gonna kill you.